Hello everyone and welcome back to the Florida Aviation Network. I'm Ben Coleman, one of your many hosts for the streaming live and in the clear. And we're coming to you at the 44th Annual Sun and Fun International Convention and Fly-In. I pause a little bit there because there's so much going on that we get in such a hurry with things that we want to stop and slow down a little bit and learn as much as we can from our guests and our interviews here at the Florida Air Museum. And today is no different. We have some very, very talented and interesting guests. And one of them happens to be Richele Floyd. Richele.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Florida Aviation Network.
Thank you.
Richele, I understand you're involved with ACE program.
Correct. So ACE is the educational component of Sun and Fun. It's the Aerospace Center for Excellence.
ACE. I just put that together. Now I know why it's called ACE.
Yes, so everyone's aware of the fly-in that occurs every year in April. So that's our largest fundraiser that all of the proceeds go to our educational programs throughout the entire year with ACE.
And are you aware that we have some talent here also on set that's familiar with Central Florida Aerospace Academy? Miss Mackenzie Barber.
Yes, nice to see you again, Miss Richele. So what plans does ACE have for the future?
ACE, well, so last year, I'll have to say that we've reached over 10,000 students through our educational programs. So this includes the student tours and the youth workshops that we do during Sun and Fun. But throughout the year, I'm visiting various schools in Central Florida, not just in Polk County, but I'm literally all over from coast to coast. We do a lot of tours here on campus, showing students what we have to offer here with the Aero Club, Central Florida Aerospace Academy. We have a portable planetarium now, so that's something that I can take out to the schools or the students can experience here. We do a program called Transition to the Sky, which is it's geared for students with special needs. So in the future, Mackenzie, this is just growing and there's only one of me here. So without our volunteers that work with us all year, it wouldn't be possible, and it's just growing every year.
Well, thank you, Richele. And Mackenzie, from a student perspective, what is your perspective, literally, of the ACE program? Is it developed much through your curriculum, or I'm curious of how it ties in because you're looking for sponsorship and assistance and all the above, but from a student standpoint, how are they regarded from a student standpoint?
Well, the largest impact that I've had from ACE is obviously the high school, Central Florida Aerospace Academy, and we definitely have aviation in the core of our curriculum over there. Every class, aviation is the center of what we're learning. And I think it's an amazing opportunity. I'm so glad that I found out about it when I did and had the opportunity to take that, what was given to me. Also the museum.
Well, now, wait a minute. You earned it. It wasn't given to you. You earned it.
Yes.
All right.
Also, I'm familiar with the museum. I'm over here all the time. It's a great aspect of ACE as well. I'm not too familiar with the Aero Club, but I know many students who are, and they love it. They're volunteering with it as we speak during the fly-in. So it's a fantastic program that I'm very glad to be a part of.
And speaking of the Aero Club, what does ACE have to do with the Aero Club?
Well, the Aero Club is part of our education corridor. So Lakeland Aero Club is actually their own 501c3. But we work together on many different things. So whether it be some of our programs that we have in education, volunteering with each other. I work very close with Mike Z, who's the president over there.
Yeah, I think we're going to be talking with Mike later on either today. Yeah, I think later on today we'll be talking to Mike Z. But the impact, I mean, right, you mentioned 10,000?
Yes.
10,000 students?
Yes.
Can you elaborate just a little bit more on that of where do these students come from?
Well, the 10,000, like I said, includes all of the students that come here during the fly-in. So this year we're expecting about 1,200 to come for the student tours. And the rest of them are literally coming here for field trip type things. We give them a tour. It's a STEM-based tour where we take them around our campus, do different hands-on activities with them, take them through the museum, show them some of the different opportunities that we have out here.
Mm-hmm. STEM-based. This is something that I promised myself that I would develop more, because we in aviation we get so wrapped up with acronyms.
Yes.
What does STEM-based mean?
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. So obviously all of these core subjects fall very well into the aerospace subjects.
Science, technology, engineering, and math.
Yes.
Okay, that does kind of pretty well blend into aerospace activities. I mean, you blend them all together. Do you try to do them all together, or do you find that some students excel more in one area than another, or?
I have to live this crazy balance when I'm doing my educational ventures out there, because I'm out talking to students everywhere from kindergarten to actually to teachers. So when I say we've reached 10,000 students this year, this doesn't include over 400 teachers that we've actually taught as well. Wow. So it's a crazy balance where I have to take into consideration, what's the goal with the kindergarten class, or I may have an ROTC class that is already very knowledgeable in aerospace. So my curriculum's kind of all over the place as far as what I'm trying to teach them and what the goals are for each tour or visit.
You mentioned your teachers, and
Yes.
I know Mackenzie has some things that she would love to ask you, but the teachers, over 400 you say,
Yes.
and they volunteer for ACE, but they're on salary for where they work, or is it strictly, what's your mix of docents?
The teachers are, we have 3 teachers here on staff. So myself, the executive director, and the museum manager. We are all certified teachers in the state of Florida. But the 400 teachers come in for some of our different programs. We have a program in October called Classroom to the Sky, and it's where we invite teachers we have industry professionals come in, and they talk about what they do, how they can tell the teachers how to integrate aerospace into their existing curriculum. And this is something that's also done at the Aerospace Educators Workshop that's going to be here this Saturday. So the teachers, the teachers actually sign up to come and learn how to integrate aerospace.
Wow. And I know that when you lost me at science, because I know that Mackenzie has an interest in science as well, and trying to blend in science and aviation. Mackenzie, what would you like to develop on the science aspect with ACE?
Well, I think it's pretty well developed already, but I mean, we need all aspects of science in aviation, I believe. So seeing that, not just physics and chemistry, but biology, earth science, all the things, they're all involved in aviation.
I'm trying to think between of the STEM curriculum. I believe there's one thing that's very, very dear to my heart in aviation, and that's weather.
Yes.
And that is probably right in the middle of science, about how hot and cold react, low pressure, high pressure. Because really, when you stop and break it down, weather's really pretty simple, but it can be extremely difficult to not only predict. They've been trying to predict it for how many hundreds of years, but more or less how to deal with it. And that's where I see that's what gets my motor running, so to speak, when I hear about STEM now and what you're doing with the ACE program. What are some of the other, even though that's my passion, is weather, what are some of the other passions with like technology? I understand that there's all kinds of new technology coming down the road.
Yes.
Yes. How do you develop that with your students?
Well, one thing that I've actually been talking a lot with our summer camp advisor, we want to come up with new curriculum to integrate this new technology. And like I told him, I don't know the last time that I did a flight plan on paper. So everyone's using some of the programs that are out there. And I think it's important that the students actually learn how to do it on paper, because you've got to understand the basics of what the computer is going to do for you. But it's kind of a moot point when you talk about the paper. So learning the technology and what the technology can do for you. You were talking about weather. It's right there in front of you if you know how to use it.
You know, you just, I have to apologize. I didn't ask you your background in aviation.
Yes.
You just mentioned you filling out a flight plan. That just, it just slapped me. Do you fly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, develop that. Tell me quickly in a short period of time. What do you fly? Where have you flown? What's your favorite?
It's all my favorite. I love everything about it. I started about 19 years ago and haven't stopped. So what I'm flying now, we've got our 182 here at Sun and Fun, and I get in that every chance I get.
182, and that is a Sky.
It's a Skylane.
See, I told you. Mackenzie and I were talking about that just earlier. And I've got a feeling that Mackenzie may be able to get her paws on that Skylane one of these days.
Yes, I believe so.
Because it's a lot of fun to fly. A
It
little
is.
heavier than a 172, but feels so good.
Yes.
And it sounds good on the ground too. Big old Continental loping, big cam overlap. Anyway, I'm getting lost. Okay, then we're talking about with science, technology, engineering. How about the folks that do engineering? Because I mean, aviation, the structure itself is an engineering marvel, and all the different forces acting on that.
Yes. And that's the physics and everything. That's what I love. My degree is actually civil engineering. So take the educator, the pilot, the civil engineer in me, and that's where kind of I fit into this puzzle.
Well, I tell you what, when you decide what you want to do when you grow up, let us know about it, because we would like to follow you and follow your program. Mackenzie, anything last question or word or thanks or?
Well, I do thank you very much for being a part of this program. You've made it a great program, and I love being a part of it as well.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us here on the
Thank you.
set. And we're going to wrap this up on this, and I'm interested to learn more about the ACE program now, and probably going to go on the website to probably Central Florida Aerospace Academy probably has a hot button that goes to the ACE program.
It's you can find us on flysnf.org.
flysnf.org. Oh, the guys in the trailer just had, I can't believe he's doing that to us. Oh my God. Thank you so much for joining us for this interview. We're going to be talking to you again here from the 44th Annual Sun and Fun International Convention and Fly-In.